I was in prison, and I noticed something strange. The old inmate in front of me, every time he ate noodles, he would deliberately drop one on the floor. I looked down and saw he was feeding rats. It turned out the old man had been sentenced to life in prison, and he was training the rat to help him escape. At that moment, I thought of a trick myself. So during meals, I gently bent my spoon and complained, saying I couldn't eat. They gave me 2 spoons, and when no one was looking, I secretly hid one on my body. That night, I lit a small fire in my cell and turned the spoon into a sharp tool. Once the tool was ready, I started digging into the wall. Suddenly, footsteps were getting closer. I quickly hid the dirt I had dug out, dropped the tool, and lay quietly on the bed. Luckily, the guards noticed nothing. The next day, I discovered a thick iron mesh behind the wall. I was a little worried, because it would take more strength, so I used it to knock down a piece of iron. But that day, all the prisoners going out had to be searched. As soon as I passed the metal detector, the machine immediately went off. A guard stopped me, but I handed him the iron piece directly. Even so, he became suspicious and frisked me completely. But he found nothing, because the real piece of iron was already hidden in my shoe. Back in the cell, I cut through the iron mesh and finally had a clear path to escape. Then, I had only one problem left: how to make them think I was still there. So I used wet newspaper and old clothes to make a dummy, to make it look more real. I pulled some of my own hair and stuck it on the dummy's head. Then I put the dummy on the bed and crawled into the tunnel to leave. Trouble came quickly. The guards came for a check. While I was busy climbing to the prison roof, suddenly a baton dropped to the floor, making a loud noise, but the dummy on the bed did not move at all. The guard started to get suspicious. He tried to reach inside, but by then, I had quietly returned to the bed because I wanted to take my friend with me. The next day, the guards were still not satisfied and searched my cell thoroughly, but they found no traces because I had cleaned everything. At lunch, I told my friend we had to leave tonight. When night fell, the 3 of us climbed onto the roof. Moving carefully, we finally got out of the prison. We inflated our life jackets and jumped into the sea, escaping through the water. The next morning, when the guards came to my cell, they only saw the dummy I left behind. They were shocked, but I was already long gone.